positional breath work that I like to do before I do anything. It's like, this is a warm-up strategy. I like doing breath work because it calms the nervous system down, gets a lot of tone and tension out of the body, the same way something like foam rolling would. But we can get into a better position doing this. Foam rolling in and of itself isn't going to solidify a better position to train in.
Yeah, so just like that, think about it this way. Sometimes, not to say that release strategies with foam rollers and crossballs aren't good, but like sometimes when you do this stuff, you don't have to roll.
That's right.
It's just getting the tone out of the areas that we want to get it out of and activation areas we want. It's kind of like we're turning stuff on, turning stuff off, to be in better positions. So that's why it's positional breathing.
Right.
But Andy's going to take you through this drill. There's the same thing, like a couple of things that like just make it way more effective. So we'll just take you through it.
Yeah, so we're creating some constraints here to make sure that we get the right stuff doing the right job. So we've got this Air X pad back here to give him a little bit more feel so we can drive that backside heel in more to get hamstring. We got this ball here providing a constraint to where he's going to drive back against this to get this front side as well. And this is actually an adductor drawback from a half kneel. We're going to reach long with this arm straight ahead here. I like to put the opposite hand on the ribs just to feel that we're getting that thorax move a little bit. I like to drive the hip back and then posteriorly tilt a little bit. Money from here. Bring your chest back up a little for me here. Yeah, right there. That's money. All right, now from here we're just going to take a silent inhale. Open mouth breathing, complete exhale. And we're going to pause for about a second or two. And then we're going to repeat a little bit more up right here.
That's how it works, all right? Yeah.
Think about pulling these 2 points together, right? Feel that instep of that front foot and try to pull these 2 points together on your next exhale.
Right for it. Yeah. But she has her.
Usually about 4 to 5 breaths here are going to get it done. And I would encourage people to do at least 3 sets of this. You will feel this so much more by the 3rd set as opposed to just doing 1.
Got my long branch down that area. So, down there. Then she was out on the weekend.
This shit is hard, by the way.
Yeah,
so
it will break
so
you
guys
off.
know, this is really hard, but really important. And also another reason, like for instance, like I do these things like very often, but when Andy coaches me through it, like it's night and day. You know what I mean? Like why everybody needs a coach, right? You always got to be learning. Why if I do it myself, I'm like, and he's like, no, wait, I see something that you're not seeing, right? Which is why it's so important for somebody to have an eye, any type of coaching, business, training, right? Like coaches, we're like here training, correcting each other, getting strategies to get more out of it. And it's so important because he's going to stuff, he's reading stuff, studying stuff that I might not be doing. We get together like, yo, I got to show you some stuff, right? I'm doing the same. Hey, Andy, like, are you doing this? And so, man, that's so powerful. Right?
Yeah,
I mean, like,
absolutely.
How would you say, how often are you still right now? Like, how much are you studying on a weekly basis on the training side of stuff?
Nowhere near as much as I used to. I mean, probably 3 to 4 hours a week tops.
Yep.
Where it used to be 7 hours a week. Minimum hour a day, maybe even 14.
See, but that's the fun. But the thing is, like, to you, where it's like, oh, I'm not really doing that much, but I'm still doing like 3 to 4 hours. You know what I mean? But the important thing is like, there's always, the learning comes from a lot of different ways. Like, this is some of the best stuff to me because guess what? Like, we're all engaged. We're all like, it's like quick hits, but you're getting the coaching.
Well, and on that note, like, learn by doing is the best way to get good at this stuff, right?
Because if you explain this, to somebody,
like, what? And it's taken me legitimately probably at least a year of this positional breath work to like really feel like I know what I'm doing and I'm feeling the right stuff. Like I know now what I'm supposed to feel and I know how to get myself in a position to actually feel it. When you start doing it, you don't have enough context to really get there. And I think people get frustrated, they bail out on it too early. The power of this stuff it's incredible.
And see, that's the important thing too, man, is like having to be like, you want to get good at something, but guess what? It's gonna take you reps. Like you're gonna have to struggle with it. You're gonna have to struggle. It's important. It's not just deliberate practice. You're gonna have to struggle with it. But somebody, like I said, having a coach in your corner to be able to go, listen, like see the stuff, and then over time, he's gonna speed everything up. Somebody, I don't know, taking you 40 hours to get something down with a coach, you might, get it in 15 or 10 or whatever it may be, right? So important to that.
Get a coach.
Get a coach.
Get a coach.
Since then, I haven't been been able to feel my legs. So thank you, Luke. I appreciate it, man. Yeah.
Listen, every time, I'm here for you.
I appreciate it, man.
Hamstrings, for hip flexors.
Thank you for the love,
Take it
brother.
home,
Appreciate it, man.
So we're out here in San Diego for our friends Bedros, Keuilian, and Craig Ballantyne's Empire Business Summit event with Andy McCloy, with Jay, Jen, Chris. And as you know, it's one of the things that I talk about a lot is constantly learning and then constantly connecting. And that's why we're out here. Number one, have shared experiences with friends, but then learning a lot and getting inspired to push harder on the side of business and stuff. But as you guys saw, one of the things I think is really, really important when you're on the road, when you travel, wherever you are, when you're crunched for time and you're busy, that you stay consistent with the things that matter in your life. And I talk about different areas that we do that, but you are what you do most of the time, right? Most of the time. Like, you're not gonna be perfect or whatnot, but so even when we're on the road, this was a kind of great time because we went to the gym, but sometimes hey, you're not gonna have a gym. You're gonna do bodyweight workouts, you're gonna do hotel room workouts, you're gonna do hotel gym workouts. Sometimes you're gonna, do sprints up a hill or whatnot. But it's important that you keep, because it's Saturday right now, like 7:30 or something like that. Most people will be like, shit, it's Saturday. We just did 3 days. I was 3 days in an event, all day learning. It's really easy to not do that stuff. But once again, you are what you do most of the time. And so it's important to kind of, put that check mark next to the stuff that matters. Quality nutrition that makes you feel good, that fuels you. Training, right? Making, like I said, this flesh vehicle that we have to go through life to make sure that it functions not only just right, but like optimally the best possible. And so, that's one of the things that matters. Like, hey, listen, no matter what you're doing, stay consistent with it, right? Stay consistent with learning, stay consistent with your body, stay consistent with, making sure your relationships are right, okay? Making sure you got your business on point. But then one of the things that I wanted to, also bring to mind is like, man, when we get together, we're always trying to make each other better. I'm like, listening to Andy, he's taking me through drills, and stuff that I maybe don't know well or haven't seen or whatever it may be. And, just like, hey, what have you learned lately, right? If something I see or something that I learned, that I can coach him on or show him, man, if you're always doing that, so surround yourself with people that challenge you, that you're not, you can drop your ego and not pretend like you know everything. And man, that is one of the most important things in life is, I would say one of the most important things that you choose in life is who you're gonna be around, right? The people you're gonna surround yourself with. And man, this is the stuff that I love the most. Like, we're at the gym for an hour and a half, we're spending 30, 40 minutes, like coaching each other up, training, showing new drills, just getting better. And imagine if you do that on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, because those are the people that are around you. Like, it's a game changer. Like, it's straight up a game changer, because even when we came out to the Empire Summit, you know what happens? Like, you get into a room with a lot of savages, in a way of savages, like they're making shit happen. Right? You want to elevate yourself to the level of the tribe. So which means that if I put myself in an environment where, people are training hard, they're conditioned, they're always looking after their body, I'm gonna want to do that too. If I'm in a room with people that are creating impact, but they're doing it through passion, like, I'm gonna want to do that. I'm gonna want to do more of that. I'm gonna want to obviously be the best that I can be at my craft, helping other people out and doing what these, I would say, change makers are doing. And so it's your duty to get around those people. Like when I was dead broke as a coach, the thing I would invest in the most was traveling to these events. It would be getting around the people that I respected, my peers and colleagues that were making shit happen, because it would push me out of my comfort zone. It would make me want to be better. So, man, I can't say enough how important it is to do that. So surround yourself with people that push you, that challenge you, that you can have these great shared experiences with. Make sure you stay consistent. I don't care what's going on, because guess what? Life's gonna happen, right? And go and learn nonstop. This is, I don't know, Andy, how long you been in the industry now?
19 years.
He's the Highlander, 120 years. He's been in the industry for 120 years. That's like, but 19 years, I'm like about to come on a decade and a half. And guess what? Like last weekend, I was learning and coaching in LA. This weekend, we're here in San Diego learning, coaching, right? It's not, we have the Vigor Round Summit coming up. Like you can't stop. It's not a thing that you do, it's who you are, right? It's who you are. And so with that said, and I promise you this is not a band commercial, although if you guys want to sponsor me, I love your shit. Probably over caffeinated most of the time, but you know, but hey, like on a serious note, like this is so important. It's so important because so many people will say what I call like have this all or nothing mentality, right? Hey, I'm all in on the training or this, that, the other. And I say it's always something. It's not gonna be perfect, but you are what you do most of the time, right? And the thing is, make sure that the scale is on the positive. Tyler nearly killed himself, but that's cool. That's how we roll, man. That it's on the positive, and the things that you do most of the time are, I would say, the things that are gonna make you become who you wanna become. With that said, Luka's out, next Real Life TV episode. Peace.